Welcome, everyone. My name is Dorian Brabham, and I want to introduce you to my hometown of New Iberia. New Iberia was founded in 1779 on the banks of the Teche by some Spaniards. We're more commonly known because of our French settlers who were early known as the Acadians. The Acadians were a group of French immigrants that moved to Nova Scotia but were later forced out by British soldiers. Once in New Iberia, the Acadian people were known to other surrounding uh, residents of the area as the Cajuns. New Iberia now, our main agriculture product is sugarcane, and given the fact that we're 15 miles from the Vermilion Bay and the Gulf Coast, the oil industry and the seafood industry are also prominent in our area. One staple that we always look towards as our foundation for the area is Avery Island, and Avery Island is home of Tabasco and the McElhenney Company. The McElhenney Company and the McElhenney family started the production of Tabasco in 1868, and it is known all over the world in many different countries. You can even see it in military meal ready to eat today. The reasons why we would need to recover fast, uh, other than the economic impact of tourism and the number of people from the New Iberia area that the McElhenney family employs, is it's a way of life. Uh, So rebuilding and restoring the McElhenney Company and Avery Island and the jungle gardens and many other facets that occur out there, and to the residents who actually live on Avery Island, it'll bring back some sense of normalcy. Now moving down the street from Avery Island to the Conrad Rice Mill, or more commonly known as the Conrico brand rice. And the Conrico brand came from condensing Conrad Rice Mill. Today, it is the oldest operating rice mill in the country that has the established date of 1912. And the reason why the Conrad Rice Mill is important to our area. Anytime you walk into a Cajun house or a Creole dish, you will see rice as its main ingredient, such as gumbos, etouffees, even jambalayas. When many residents of New Iberia drive down the main streets of New Iberia, you will see the Conrad Rice Mill. It's not one of the industrial areas that is commonly known in bigger cities where it's off the beaten path. It is right there in the heart of New Iberia. So as the residents pass it, going to school, going to church, going to the grocery store, we will see the mill. And when we don't see the delivery trucks going to and from the mill, or the stacks having smoke coming from them from processing the rice, it just lets us know that the mill is not working. So it's a part of our culture and a part of our heritage. So we have to get this mill back up and running. The first hazard that we're going to go over is the man-made hazard, which is the oil spill in our area. As mentioned in previous slides, that the oil and gas industry are prominent in our area. And being 15 miles off the coast and near the Gulf of Mexico oil patch, it is important that we be aware of uh, the hazards that can come from oil spills. Since 2000, there have been 7 major oil spills in the Gulf of Mexico that has released millions and millions of gallons of oil into the Gulf. The natural disasters that occur in our area will be the hurricane. We are near the Gulf Coast, so we have to worry about tidal surges and flooding in our area. The most recent storm was Hurricane Delta in 2020, and that put about 9-foot storm surges in the area and about 16 inches of rainwater in the Iberia area. When the hurricane impacted the Gulf Coast and the coastal areas, parishes of Louisiana, it hit with over 100 miles an hour wind. And by the time the hurricane winds made it to New Iberia, we were looking at 60 and 70 mile an hour winds with gusts in upwards of 88 miles an hour. The power outages exceeded well more than 3 days. And due to the fact that we were recovering from the wake of Hurricane Laura less than a month prior, the recovery efforts were moving at a snail pace. Moving to the mitigation, first will be the oil field, the oil spill. You would need to look towards mechanical and not natural mitigation factors such as skimmers. Skimmers separate the oil and water delicately in slow process. The skimmers are made of different materials and mechanical devices. Most methods use for removing oil from the water. Oil spill responders will use skimmers along with booms to concentrate the oil and collect it from the open water. And moving to the booms, they're flotating dividers that use to containment. So they are made of metal and plastic, and the booms are themselves anchored around the oil spill and across open waterways. Hurricane mitigation is something that we have become accustomed to in South Louisiana, but more specifically geared towards the Avery Island marshland area. We should start looking towards minimizing the impact of man-made hurricane levees and focus more on the wetlands and marshes to restore those, because them in themselves are natural hurricane boundaries. Another thing that when you talk about hurricanes, of course, being an island surrounded with water, you do have to worry about storm surges and flooding. So I would, as a mitigating factor for Avery Island, I would seek to invest in the aqua dams. And aqua dams are basically temporary dams that are filled with water, and they create a barrier around whatever property you're looking to protect. And that concludes my PowerPoint presentation. Thank you.